Sometimes nothing is actually happening, and you have no obvious reason to feel like the ground is moving under you. The room is quiet, the day is normal, people act like they usually do. But inside your head, everything is loud. Every small thing starts meaning something. A late reply becomes proof. A different tone becomes warning. A normal day becomes something you have to survive. And after a while, you're not living your life anymore. You're living your interpretation of it. Maybe life is not actually that dramatic. Maybe your mind has just learned how to make everything feel like evidence. A person doesn't reply, evidence that he doesn't want to talk with you. You make a small mistake, evidence that you're not good enough in the thing you tried to do. And suddenly your whole life becomes a courtroom. And your mind is both the prosecutor and the judge. It takes ordinary moments and turns them into a case against you. It says, see, this means something. This proves something. This is why you should be afraid. But most of the time, life is not speaking that clearly. Most silence is not rejection. Most distance is not abandonment. Most changes are not signs that everything is about to collapse. But when you have been hurt or left confused too many times, your mind stops trusting ordinary life. It starts reading between lines that maybe were never there. It starts looking for threats inside things that are still neutral. Not because you're weak, but because some part of you learned that if you notice the danger early enough, maybe it will hurt less when it arrives. The mind thinks it's protecting you by preparing you for pain, but it doesn't wait for pain to happen. It creates the feeling first, so you suffer in advance. You lose people before they leave. You fail before you try. You embarrass yourself before anyone has judged you. And from the outside, nothing happened. But inside, you already lived through the worst version. You already watched everything go wrong. This is why you feel exhausted, even when the life looks calm. You're not tired from what happened. You're tired from everything you might made you experience, as if it had. There is particular kind of madness in this. The kind where you're sitting in a cool place, on a normal day, with the lovely people, and your mind is building a disaster behind your eyes. You're answering, maybe even joking, smiling, but inside, you're somewhere else entirely. Solving problems that do not exist yet, defending yourself against accusations nobody made. And because none of it is visible, nobody knows how much energy it takes just to seem normal. Maybe that is one of the saddest parts. When life finally becomes peaceful, you do not know what to do with it. You look for the hidden problem, because peace doesn't feel like peace anymore. It feels like missing information. You think, I must be forgetting something. Someone must be upset. Something must be coming. This cannot just be a normal day. And that's how your mind steals the ordinary. Not with one big fear, but with constant interpretation, constant checking, until the real moment disappears, until the story you're telling yourself about. And maybe the real problem is not that you think too much. Maybe the real problem is that you're alone, trapped inside your head, where there is no air, no outside connection, no one to say, wait, that might not mean what you think it means. So I beg you not to stay alone with the thoughts that make you feel anxious. I mean, just ask your friend or a family member about it. But if it's something private you can't share with others, just ask GPT about it, really. Please, just don't fight with it alone. I know that you're strong, but you can't be fighting with a thing that doesn't actually exist. So, what's the point of that fight? Maybe the way out is not to silence your thoughts completely. That might not be possible, and maybe it's not even the point. Maybe the point is to stop treating every thought like it has authority. You need to hear it, but not immediately obey it. You need to notice, this is a fear, not a fact. This is a possibility, not a prophecy. This is my mind trying to protect me with information it doesn't actually have. So after you calm your mind a little, a piece will feel boring at first. A normal life will feel too quiet because you are used to live inside emergency. But quiet doesn't mean empty. Any calm doesn't mean fake. Maybe the life you keep calling nothing is the life your nervous system never learned how to trust. But you are allowed to let the life be smaller than you thought. You are allowed not to solve every possible future tonight. You are allowed to live in what actually happened, not only in what your mind is afraid it means. Because the world is not actually collapsing. And your life was never as loud as your fear made it. It was here, quietly, waiting underneath all the noise.